All right, doing my first tier list video of Assassin's Creed because you know what? I saw everybody doing it. I want to do it. I want to voice my opinions. I'm tired of yelling at the TV or my phone. Yeah, I saw a lot of people do these videos and I want to do it. Honestly, why is Mirage in here? Mirage hasn't even came out. I don't know why they put that game there. All I can say is it looks like it's going to be fun. Nothing else more to it. But I should probably add one more fucking column. So I'm just going to get started and just gonna throw one over here. Dog shit. You don't really gotta ask me. If you like Syndicate, good for you. I'm glad you could like it. I'm glad you could enjoy it. When I first played it, brother in Christ, I want to blow my brains out. That game was not it for me. I couldn't even get past it. Like, it had so much potential with the twins. It would have been so cool if like you could just like transition between the twins in the story, and like each story before them is different, but there's still some like same missions between them both, and they're both there. But like, as far as I know, it's all the same missions. Liberation, I would give it like, I don't want to give it a D, but I also don't want to give it a C. It was very forgettable. I'll give it a D actually. I remember what I was very nitpicky about. Being forced to change outfits. That I did not like at all. It just felt like it was slowing the game personally. That's what it felt like for me. I hated where you had to dress in the dress outfit, like you had to dress all like luxurious and shit like that. It just wasn't it. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't amazing either. Just a lot of flaws to it that it just didn't really stick with me. I thought it was a lot of cool mechanics that they added in the game around the time when it dropped. It's definitely very cool. I would say that much. I just want to get these out of the way. I have not played these yet. Only reason why I haven't played them yet is because I'm never able to get them on sale. I always forget to get them on sale and play them. But I will change that. I do want to get them and play them. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but that's the only thing that also was shying me away from it a little bit. But I do want to play them so I can actually experience them and see whether or not I do like them. Revelations. That was a C game. It wasn't too terrible. It wasn't amazing, but it did bring in some really cool mechanics. I will say that much. The hook, it was great. It made like climbing so much easier in the game than what it needed to be. I enjoyed it a lot. And the animations too, with the executions that went along with it, they were crazy. They were nuts. It wasn't the fulfilling ending I thought it was gonna be for the trilogy that they released onto like the fucking mobile phone or like whatever, so you can like watch the video and see how his story ends at the end of it all. It's like you could have just put it into the game. I mean, yeah, granted, later after they released the game again for the Ezio collection, they added it there, but it's like, why'd you have to do it off there? Why couldn't it be inside the game itself? That was my only real gripe with it. One thing I will say that was a huge disappointment is that they put Ezio, fuck, I forgot his name. Holy shit. What was his name? Out of the year. Yeah, they put him on the cover, but it wasn't much in it. It's like, what? I don't know, that made no sense to me. Really? Him on the cover, he's barely in the game. Granted, it was just like a couple of flashbacks or just, you know, whatever the case was. But it definitely was a bit of a letdown. I will say that much. The game, the story itself was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed playing it. It wasn't very replayable to me personally, but it still wasn't terrible. Assassin's Creed 2. Where do I want to put this? Part of me wants to put it at B or A. I'm gonna throw it at B. But I'm gonna throw Brotherhood at S. That's what I'm gonna do. Just because they're right here in B and C. I know these two are favored more among than the rest of the games, but I wouldn't count this as like doing bad. This row is like you're doing kind of bad, and this one you shouldn't just have done at all. Reason why it's called dog shit. But Assassin's Creed 2. So fucked up. The story, his family, that was a vibe check. I started off with Brotherhood. That was the first game I had, and then I went to Assassin's Creed 1. I know, weird start, but Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was like fresh off the shelf, so that's the reason why I started with it. But 2, man, it was actually a lot of fun. I'm not even gonna lie, I enjoyed it. Well, not as much as Brotherhood, but 2 had like a really great grasp of the game, with the direction they were heading for, like how they wanted to set up the world. It was great for Ezio, but after that it definitely switched up coming into 3 with Connor. I don't really have very much to say about it. I'm trying to remember more or less like the campaign, the story, the flow of it. It was all great and enjoyable, but I think I have more things to say about Brotherhood than I do about 2 and Revelations. To me, they were both enjoyable, but they're forgettable a bit. Maybe because I didn't play them as much as the rest. But with my ranking on Brotherhood, it belongs there in S. That's like the perfect place for it. It was the most creative out of all the ones before it. Absolutely the most creative, with everything with Leonardo that she did, using all his contraptions and completing missions as them. Dude, I wanted more of that. I don't know why they didn't add more. Maybe that's why they added just like 1 mission per contraption. Like, it was just so that we could savor it and just always want more of it. And the fact that you could even have, I forget the right name for it, but you could set up like, you could buy businesses and things like that, make money from it, and other people can attack those businesses. I think it was a Borges. I butchered that name wrong, but I got a bit of my mouth. Shut up. Yeah, they will come and attack your businesses, and you can defend against them. You can just like shoot arrows or something and just like defend against it, kill them while they're trying to fucking run your shit down. It was great. A little pistol in your wrist, great. Who doesn't enjoy that? All the little side quests that were just hanging around you could get armor from. It was the most customizable from what I remember. I think that was huge for it, and it definitely led on because of my customizability for the rest of the games. And you can't say it didn't, because after that, like, you could change your outfits whenever you wanted to. Assassin's Creed 1. I'm debating on putting it in C or B. I'm gonna throw it in C. I feel like it's fair, but it's not fair at the same time, because it was the first game that came out for them, and they were testing the waters with it. The only gripes that I had about it was just the navigation, the flow of the story. It was a bit confusing to me about how to progress throughout the story. It was like that one Spider-Man game where you had to do a bunch of side quests before you could continue on to the main story. I forget what it's called, but I'll put up the name or the little picture of it to show you guys. But yeah, no, maybe it's because I was younger which could very well be it, because I replayed a lot of games that I played when I was younger, and oh my god, are they so much easier now. But once I figured out what was happening in the story, I would say it was pretty good. The only thing that sucked when I played it is that you couldn't swim. I came into it thinking you could swim because of Brotherhood, and I jumped in the water and I just died right away. I was like, this is some bullshit. But other than that, it was a solid game. It was definitely solid for the first release. And yeah, I mean, you can't get too much more out of it. It's a very straightforward game, and it got you exactly what you needed. Black Flag, that goes in A. Belongs in A. I almost want to throw it in S. You know what? I'm gonna throw it in S. It belongs there. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go put 3 in A. Holy shit. Black Flag is the best pirate game out there. At this point, I don't even know it's an Assassin's Creed game, but it's a pirate game to me. It blew my mind. Everything about it, the exploration of the islands, the customization of your pirate ship, your outfits, your weapons, using the animals, the resources, everything about it was great. I'm just remembering the outside parts of the Animus, and it makes me want to throw it an A now. That sucked so much. I absolutely did not fucking care for anything outside of the Animus. I wanted to be Edward the entire time. It was great world building, atmosphere, everything about it, and then it would ruin it for you as soon as you get out of the Animus and you walk around with your little fucking tablet like you're working at Best Buy. My guy, I do not care. Throw me back into the fucking Matrix. Like, I don't know, it just threw me off so much. After Desmond died, I didn't care anymore. Desmond was like the only reason why I cared about being outside the Animus and continuing around the real world exploration, whatever, blah blah blah. But they killed him off, and I'm like, okay, what do I care? They should have just kept it with just reliving the memories of the ancestors. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I don't know why they continued it, but I'm hearing Mirage might be the one that might stop that, but who knows? It's just rumors. Going on with 3, why it's in A? They killed Desmond. That's why. That's why it's in A. He didn't have to die. Desmond did not have to die. I don't know why they killed him. I hated the fact that they killed him. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. The only real issue that I had about 3 was just like, there wasn't enough outside the Animus missions. It's gonna sound really contradictory of what I just said earlier, but I don't care. Those were actually fun. The fact that I could run around as Desmond with a pistol, jumping off skyscrapers, climbing buildings, running across the crane into the building of the Abstergo building, that was cool as hell. It was like almost playing Assassin's Creed in the modern day, which I know I wanted one of those, which I definitely think they can do. But yeah, no, running around with the apple too. At the end of it, yeah, you use the apple, right? Fuck, I think that was also in 2. But yeah, no, it was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. Connor was a great character. If not, he was like the only character with the most death, close to Ezio. They're like really close to it, like toe and toe with it. His story was one of the best ones. That was very annoying. Was running in the snow. Oh my god. I wanted to blow my brains out running in snow. I hated it. I didn't want to leave the trees at all. I just wanted to be a little fucking squirrel jumping from tree to tree to tree to tree to tree. I loathed walking in the snow. It was one of the worst experiences. Which I get it, you know, realistic walking in snow, whatever, but like, Please, for the love of God, don't do that again. I could not handle it. The villains in it were great. I actually hated them. I want to like massacre every single villain. And you know, obviously running around like American history too. It was pretty cool. Unity. S tier. Belongs up there. I don't care. It should stay there. The only thing that makes me want to drop it from S to A, thinking about it now, is the fact that at the beginning of the game, when you first launch it, it makes it seem like you're gonna have all these really cool missions to play, but it's just a fucking picture of other things. Like, I thought first going into it, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm gonna play as a Templar right here, and then I could just later choose another different era for the game. Like, I thought it was just be like little one-offs for every little thing, like the jazz era. That would have been cool to play. What the fuck? Why wasn't it there? Like, why couldn't I play it? And then I found out it's just a huge ad. But look, we have all these Assassin's Creed games. Get the rest of the Assassin's Creed games. And it's like, why? Why even do that to me at this point? One thing I will praise to the end is the parkour. It was so flawless. Well, replaying it now a bit kind of pissed me off a few times, but then again, when doesn't it have its terrible moments with the parkour where you just keep running up the same fucking wall over and over and over and over, and you're trying to move the direction behind you or to the left of you to get away from the wall, but he doesn't want to let go of that wall. He really wants to run up that wall and fall down. But yeah, no, I thought it was great, just running over tables, jumping through windows, running through houses, things like that. You actually incorporated stealth tactics into the game. You could crouch, you could cover against the wall, switch cover, whatever. It was cool. It finally felt like a real Assassin's Creed game. Like, that was it. It couldn't get any worse from there. But I was wrong. So fucking wrong. Syndicate. Ugh. I spit every time I hear its name. You know, Unity was a great story. It was like Romeo and Juliet 2.0. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. It did tug at my heartstrings a bit, not gonna lie. But you know what? They did a really good job with it. And the multiplayer for it, abysmal. They should have just like focused on that and just fixed that and like not abandon it. Oh my god, dude, I could not even play the multiplayer. I could not do the co-op. Why even add it if you can't even do it? Why add it? You can't even play it properly. It took so long just to connect with my friend, and even then we could barely complete a mission without it disconnecting us. And even playing with randoms too, it sucked. Why would I want to play with randoms? I want to play with my boys. But even then I couldn't, because it couldn't connect, or it wouldn't work. So all we would do is just run around the city, and eventually, obviously, you know, it got boring. But outside of that, great game, fantastic. And here's where everything changed for better or worse, depending who you are. It's a B. Honestly, it's a B. It wasn't terrible. It tried something new. It was fairly fun, but the way they introduced the story and like, you know, the, what's it called? The pain of the character, or like the conflict with the character, they introduced it honestly way too early. At least from what I remember. They wanted me to sympathize with him like immediately off the bat, without building any attachments to the characters that he was grieving over, which was, you know, his kid. I don't know, it just kind of threw me into like, oh, I feel sorry with this guy right off the bat. I'm like, I mean, yeah, that fucking sucks, but you know, not too much attachment for me. It would have been cool if there's like a couple more missions where you just see his home life and like him living as a Mijad. I think that's the right word. I hope it is. But yeah, no, they didn't even do that. It could have had like Assassin's Creed to it. where, you know, you live with the family for a little bit, run around, you get to know them a bit, and then boom, they hang them right in front of you. But yeah, no, it was cool running around Egypt. The time frame, climbing the pyramids, you know, getting killed by hippos, getting killed by alligators, you know, all that cool stuff. But yeah, no, it was definitely a very weird transition from Unity to Origins. I still don't really understand what made them do it, but I'm glad they're starting to go back to their roots now. I enjoyed all the mythology, I enjoyed every single aspect of it, but they shouldn't have called it Assassin's Creed. That being said, Odyssey's an A. Straight up, it's an A. My only gripe with it is just being nitpicky. It's just the graphics. For the time it came out, the graphics were pretty weak, but the story was pretty good if you could tread through it. Oh my god, was it boring in the beginning, but after that it made up for it. The DLC made up for it. Like, it was crazy. Maybe it's because I love Greek mythology a lot and I read all the, you know, the fucking Percy Jackson series like a fucking nerd. But yeah, no, it was so much fun having bounty hunters chase after you, having, you know, going around Rome fucking their shit up, going around Greek, meeting, you know, the philosophers and all that. It was cool. I loved it. Killing the monsters in the game, crazy. Shouldn't have been called an Assassin's Creed game, but it was a lot of fun. I still have yet to finish the DLC. I'm trying to replay it again. This would be like my second time playing through it, but the campaign was fairly long, built up with like all the world exploring. The map was huge. It was too fucking big. The map was too big, I will say that. But like all like the little power-ups you can do with your bow and with like your swords and stuff or whatever you're using, that was cool. I enjoyed that a lot. But it shouldn't have been an Assassin's Creed game. It should have been like its own other thing, and I think it would have been way better, or been received a whole lot better. Valhalla, I'm gonna throw it in B. It's not terrible. It is really well done. It is enjoyable. I will say I still have much more of it to finish, but from what I've played, I would say it's pretty good so far. Like, there's a lot of moments where I'm just like, holy shit, I got really into it. Like, I got betrayed. Like, I'm feeling scandalous. Like, there's a lot of good moments in the game from what I've played. And being able to run into Valhalla, play as Odin, see Loki, Thor, and all of them, and like Freya, I think that's her name, I hope. It's kind of cool to see that other world of it, like playing as a god and fighting the frost giants and all that. Really cool. I want to get the DLC, but I still got a whole lot more to play of it. Maybe it's not a fair rank since I'm not really completely finished with it, but yeah, no, I can see why people were mixed about it. I can see why, you know, not everyone wants to keep playing these mythology games, but truthfully, I think they should keep up with it. I think they should do both what they're going to do with Mirage and whatever they're doing with the Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origins. Like, they're really cool for mythology games. They should keep it like that. Just take out the name Assassin's Creed. They're so much fun. But obviously, I can't rate Mirage. Hasn't came out yet. But once that game comes out, ooh, you know I'm buying it. I'm gonna wait a week, see what everyone's saying. But I can't wait for it. So yeah, that's my tier for Assassin's Creed, the games. I gotta play the little Chronicle ones, but the next big sale, I'm gonna get it. Fuck it. I'm gonna play it through, see if I like them or not. I'm more excited for the Russia one. But I really hope the new ones that come out, they do the mythology and the basic old Assassin's Creed. They're a lot of fun. These top 3S, I'm gonna keep them as is. A, B, C, D, dog shit. I think they fit perfectly where they are. Yeah, if you don't agree with me, go ahead. You know, scream at me in the comments, whatever you want to do. I'll probably respond to you. You know? Yeah, no. Hope you enjoyed.